For the 100% cheapest coins on the internet with reliable delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Socials to family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 21 video on the channel, and in today's video we're going to be going over what you guys need to be doing before Series 4 releases into Madden Ultimate Team. Hello? Doctor? I have a BMPD? Best Madden player disease? That joke was literally worse than the Eagles' offensive line, somehow. Now, we have a lot of stuff to cover in today's video. Before we hop into the tips, if you guys have not yet left a like on the video, be sure to do so down below. Gently tap that like button, turn it blue. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. And if you're not yet subscribed, hit that red subscribe button. We have tons of content releasing when this series drops, and you're gonna want to make sure you sub so you don't miss out on it. Now, the first thing you guys are probably wondering is when the series is gonna be dropping into the game. And typically each series lasts about 6 weeks, which means Series 4 should be coming out on December 18th. So in about 10 days, next Friday, we should be getting the series in the game. We're going to be going over 5 things in the video you guys need to be doing before the 18th and before the series releases. Now, tip number 1 is to hop into the MUT dedication section of the missions and take a look at where you currently rank in the Series 3 multiplayer mission objective. Now, as you guys can see, as you continue to win more games, you'll get incremental rewards for 40 wins, 50 wins, and so on and so forth. So what I'd recommend you do is just take a look at where you are. If, let's say, for example, you guys were sitting a couple of wins away from completing one of these objectives, like at 95 or 98 wins, I would recommend you guys hop into a couple of head-to-head seasons games and just simply get those done. As you can see, if I get to 100 wins, I'm going to be getting 120 series trophies. That's almost the equivalent of 50k if we open up 2 red zone packs. So be sure to get these done if you're close to a certain objective. I'm not recommending you guys play all of these games and get up to 200 wins, but if you're a couple of wins away from getting an objective, grind those in head-to-head seasons and get your dubs. Now, tip number 2 is honestly pretty simple. You guys probably know about this, but whenever a new series comes into the game, your trophies get cut in half. So let's say, for example, I had 100 trophies in my binder. Those would go down to 50 Series 4 trophies when that series releases into the game. So what I'd recommend you guys do is clear out all your trophies by purchasing as many red zone packs as you possibly can purchase. If we get to a point where we're like a day or 2 before the next series comes out, then I'd recommend you guys get rid of the remaining trophies with midfield packs. As you can see, I've got 77 left. I'm not going to get rid of these on midfields right now because I know I'm going to be able to get enough trophies to open up a few more red zones, but open up these packs right here and make sure you clear out your trophies before the 18th. Now, tip number 3 is something that I am very excited to talk about, and that is power-up investing before the series releases into the game. Now, I've got a couple of power-ups that I think are going to shoot up in price, including one that I'm going to probably invest upwards of 150k into their power-up card, because I'm thinking that one's going to go up big time. But last series, I did a video similar to this where I went over some power-ups you guys can invest in before the series releases, and a lot of those cards went up or stayed stagnant, which means if you made those investments, you didn't lose any coins and you had the chance to make some big profit. Now, the first power-up player that I think is a huge investment, which in my opinion is going to go up a lot, is Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill is really good for a couple of reasons. Firstly, there isn't a huge amount of supply of this power-up in the market, and secondly, everyone is going to be getting a 93 to 94 overall power-up pass with the new series drop, and as you can see, Tyreek Hill's 93 overall is incredibly expensive. A lot of people don't have the coins to pay for this card, but instead they're going to be using a power-up pass to get this player on their team. So what I'd recommend you guys do is invest in this power-up card. I honestly could see this power-up going up to a price of like 50 or 60k very easily. He's only sitting at about 17k right now. I've been sniping him at around 12 to 15. We'll buy a couple more right here. I currently have 5 of these power-ups in my binder. I'm planning on getting up to maybe 10 of them before the series does release. And as I took a look at the pricing of this power-up card on Mudhead, this is the cheapest he's been all year. I don't expect him to go down anymore. The reason why he's pretty cheap is because, to be honest, not a lot of people can afford that 93 overall, so people just aren't really powering the card up. The 93 costs so much, and it's not really worth it to get started on his power-up if you can't finish it off. But soon, and in 2 weeks, everyone is going to be able to get this card basically free. All you need to do is buy the power-up, and you're going to be hopefully buying that power-up off of me for a price of like 50,000 coins. So this is an investment that I'm a huge fan of. I could see this this power-up going up in price a ton. His card, his 93 overall that is the best wide receiver in the game, so definitely get on this investment if you guys are interested. I'm investing in about 6 to 7 of them right now, and I'm probably gonna get up to like 10 to 15 before the series releases. Now, Aaron Rodgers is another player that I would potentially recommend you guys invest in. I personally only have one of these power-ups in my binder. He's going for 14k. He did just get a new 50 card, which a lot of people might be using their pass on, although to be honest, Tyreek Hill is the best player to be using that 93 or 94 overall pass on, although certainly there will be some people that like Aaron Rodgers and want to use the pass on him. This card could go up to like 20k when the series releases. I'm not a huge fan of the investment, but if you guys do some external research and you end up deciding this is a good investment, maybe Aaron Rodgers becomes the meta QB, then this could be a solid investment to make. Now, the next player that I'm going to come over is Shaquille Griffin, and similar to Tyreek Hill, he has a very good card, yet a very expensive card that a lot of people probably want. At about 1 million coins, Shaquille Griffin is one of the best corners in the game. He's currently got 93 speed, and you can chem that all the way up. If you power up the card and put sprinter on him, you can get that all the way up to a 96 speed threshold to go along with really good zone, really good man, good press, good play rec. This is honestly a really good card. I think a lot of people might be using their pass on him. Honestly, Tyreek Hill is probably the best card to use, but if you don't need a receiver, Shaquille Griffin is a solid option, and investing in his power up at about 15k isn't really the worst deal. I don't know how much this card is going to go up in price. He is decently expensive right now, but this is a solid investment nonetheless, in my personal opinion. Now, hopping into tip number 4, I believe we've got a lot of tips in this video, but what I'd recommend you guys do right here is hop into the mission section and claim your free 125,000 coins for completing this objective list. I will leave a video linked in the description going over a couple of tips to knock this out as quick as possible. For completing these 4 objectives, you make 125k. If you wait until the series ends and complete these objectives after, you're only going to make 30k. So do this now before the new series comes out. A really simple tip, yet something you guys should all be doing. Now, hopping into tip number 5, tons of value in this video. If you haven't yet left a like, be sure to do so. Helps me out a ton. But make sure you guys are at max MUT level before the new series comes out. Obviously, MUT level 70 is what you guys should be grinding for. If you're at like MUT level 40 or MUT level 50, now's a good time to get up to that max level, because when the level cap increases, you're not going to want to be stuck behind at like level 40 and take a long time to get all the way up to level 80. So try and stay up to date with it. Try and get up to level 70. I do have a couple of videos on the channel showing you the fastest way to level up. Just a couple of different alternatives you guys can follow. There's a couple of solo challenges you can play. I'm going to have a new level up video when the series does release. I'm going to try and find something good. Now, finally, let's talk about my personal opinion on what's going to happen with the market when the series comes out. Now, usually when a series comes into the game, there's a huge drop in price of basically all the cards, and that's because pack odds go up in price. So, for example, an all-pro pack, which costs 30k and gives you like an 86, is now going to still cost 30k, but it's going to give you like an 88. But as we take a look at the market is incredibly down right now. Right now, training is sitting at a 7 CPT. I'll have a video tomorrow going over the cheapest way to get training points, but right now, trading is incredibly expensive. And as we take a look at the pack odds, I feel like the pack odds haven't mimicked the low price of training, so I'm not expecting a huge market crash when the series does release. Usually we get a really big crash. I don't really think we're going to get anything too crazy. As we take a look at the odds on some of these packs, like a clutch pack, for example, right now these packs give you an 86 overall player 57% of the time, an 89 overall 24% of the time, so you guys can expect those odds to go up a fair bit. I would assume an 86 will probably be like 75 to 80% of the time when the new series drops, but at 40,000 coins, I don't really think that's going to be enough to sway the market that much. I'm not expecting a huge drop when this does release, although I would expect a little bit of a dip, nothing too crazy. I think we've already seen crazier drops, especially when those Series 3 pack odds changed. That was a crazy drop. For this one, I'm expecting a little dip, nothing too crazy. So that's all I wanted to go over in today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. A lot of tips, a lot of stuff to do when it comes to preparation. I would say for me, I'm already in a good spot. I've got my level, I've got a couple multiplayer wins, I was able to get that 125k, and I've been doing a little bit of investing as well. So that's gonna do it for me. Hope your NFL team did get a W. My voice is a little bit raspy. I was yelling at the TV for the Saints game. That was definitely too close today. But yeah, until next time, fellas, I'm gonna have a great rest of your day. Peace.